Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Sea Carts running on Nintendo Switch. Artifact parts. Are monsters fighting each other? We should find out. Sasha! Isn't that monster in the pack? Luca? Actually, there's been rumors of people witnessing talking monsters here. Something doesn't sit right with me about the howls coming from that far monster. It could be. Sha! Great, I can't study a monster that's dead. Luca? Do you plan on rescuing it? Who can understand how researchers think? This isn't the time to be calmly watching. We need to help too. Sha! Sha! It's no good. It's dead. I'm sorry. I guess I'll just have to do this here. Luca, what are you dissecting it, of course? You're going to cut it open? If you're interested, you can help me. Want to hold some intestines here? No, I'll keep watch to make sure no other monsters come near when you're working. It would be dangerous for Clara to stand guard alone. Even though she's okay fighting monsters, she's not when it comes to blood and guts, is she? Aren't you gonna go too? You naturally get used to things like this the longer you travel. Well, I can agree with that. It'd been on my mind from earlier, but are you the same, Luca? There's no need to get queasy anymore. I finished cleaning up my mess. It does look that way, doesn't it? Did you learn anything? Well, some, I guess. It appeared that monsters had the characteristics of a fairy. A fairy? I knew when monsters ate artifacts they would be incorporated into their bodies, but is this somehow similar to that? Good question, but I don't know anything more than you do. Really? Well, I'm at least glad your research is seeing some progress. To me, it's hard to gauge when I'm not even sure what kind of progress that is. Huh? It's nothing. I don't have anything else to do here, so let's hurry and blow this pop stand. That's fine by me. Coldora Town is just northeast of here. Now let's go. Oh, this is the end of the dungeon? Is it? Oh, I guess it is. Wow, okay. It looks like it's all connected everywhere. Or is it? What a coincidence to run into you in a place like this. The name's Knick-Knack. I'm a merchant who travels about selling my various wares. Come here in order to collect the necessary stone fragments from this wall to craft some items, except... Is there a problem? I seem to have gotten lost. And I'd really like to get out of here quick, so I can get back to working on my stuff. Great, I forgot all about that. When I was making some the other day, I blew my house up. What am I gonna do now? Izen, do you think this fairy could be? It's a possibility. Knick-Knack, would you happen to know a fairy by the name of Sniffles? Sniffles? I don't have any acquaintances I know of called that, but I'm familiar with one fairy who sniffles all the time. Speaking of, I guess he was kind of given that name, wasn't he? We can send you to where he is right now if you'd like. Really? Given I don't have a house anymore, I'd appreciate it. Please do. And then I'll give you this pass. Hang on to it for a bit and it'll warp you to a place called the Fairy Villa. Got it. I hope to pay you back for your kindness someday. Let's meet again at this place. He should really help to liven things up there, don't you think? That I can agree with. Oh, I need some equipment to manage that, huh? Okay, I guess I can't get this until I get whatever the equipment is that can stop me from sliding around. Lavender's Delight cleared. Really? Premium parka. I find myself in a pickle. I don't know how to get back home. What's a warrior like me supposed to do? Could it be you're lost? Huh? Can you see me? Oh, then that simplifies things. You see, I was actually taking a leisurely stroll when I forgot where my house was. On the contrary, I'm not sure whether I even have a house or not. That's a big problem, isn't it? I realize this would only be a temporary fix, but you might try staying with a friend until things get sorted out. Do I have one of those? I'll have to try asking around about that. Then let me give you this pass. By holding on to it, you'll be warped to a place where other fairies like you yourself are. What does it mean to be warped? Does it taste good? Well, does... Let's hope he gets his memory back. Oh, I can't help but agree. doing, you weirdo? This is where your friend lives, isn't it, Gantz? Shall we go speak with him first? Actually, he's out a lot. I'll go see if he's at home. For being this far out in the boonies, this town looks like it's doing quite well for itself. In the past, it seems factories were discovered one after another in this region, so seeking artifacts swarmed to this town. Which also led to its growth. Although, with relatively few discoveries since that time, the population here has declined by quite a significant margin in compared to its heydays. Interesting. You're quite the scholar like myself. I appreciate the compliment. My mother liked collecting history books, so I also read them often. What'd you find out? He appears to be out, but I'm sure he'll return sometime today. Let's first ask around about the wealthy fellow who was attacked. If I remember right, his name was Percy and his home was located. It's gotta be that one. There's no other home that screams money like that one. Let's go. When I was a young man, I tell you, this town was bustling with people like you would not believe. Dinner this evening is minuet with caramel sauce and donuts. Is it? Lunch this afternoon is boiled fish. Okay. Could it be you came in search of artifacts? I hate to burst your bubble, but I don't think there's anything of value left at the nearby factory. The door is locked and no one appears to be home. It took 3 months until I was charged over this town. That tells you how peaceful it is here. Okay. That tells you how much that sentence doesn't make sense. I was discovered in a factory that is now closed. The ones who brought me here grew old and are no longer alive in this world. But I will most likely continue to live here. Let's see what's inside. Healing blade. Holiday cake. Death Hall legs. How studly. Artifact parts. Excuse us, but is this Percy's residence? Who are you and what do you want? We've been dispatched from the guild. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the attack by the group known as Liberatus that happened here. The investigation into that incident should be closed. There are things that can be learned after the fact. That's why we're here seeking your cooperation as we take another look into what happened. Is that a mechanoid there with you? Leave. I'm not opening this door for you, no way, no how. That was rather all of a sudden. He made me afraid of mechanoids after his encounter with Liberatus. We simply came here on a mission from the guild to hear his side of the story, not to attack him. Hey, open up. I told you to leave, or do you want to end up as junk parts? We should forget about talking to him, Izen. It'll be too much trouble trying to get anything out of this guy. Let's see if we can learn from the residents in town instead. I suppose that's also an option. When the rich man who lives here sees mechanoids, he starts talking about money. That's one of the reasons I never liked him very much. You want to know about Percy? Well, since you have the type of mechanoid face I adore, I'll do you a favor and tell you what I know. Until he was attacked by Liberatus, very shady individuals could be seen frequenting his mansion, but that's a secret between us. Was he a smuggler or something? Percy, the resident here in town, says he is doing quite well as of recent. It's only recently Percy has become rich as he has. In fact, I'd only say it was within the last year. After the Legionnaire stationed here prior was injured in an attack, I came to take over for him. That's why I couldn't tell you anything about Percy. Except I did hear he built his mansion about a half year ago. I guess there are people out there who can make that kind of money collecting artifacts, aren't there? Even I can't understand rovers. Doesn't seem we'll get any information here. Percy, you say? He appears to make his living hiring people to hunt for artifacts in various factories, and then selling them at a profit. From what I heard, it doesn't sound like anybody here has a very good impression of Percy. But to be able to build a mansion like that, this in only half a year, maybe I should be friends with this guy. Your eyes are glowing, Luca. But I have to say, it is kind of strange. I didn't think anyone could get so rich selling only artifacts. Then again, you would be more knowledgeable about this than I would, Izen. What's your take? There are two types of artifacts that can be sold for large sums. The first type are the valuable ones. If they can be used as parts for ships, etc., it's also possible to focus on getting rich that way. The second type are those used for interior. They're bought for hefty prices by the wealthy and collectors. But the residents said even after Percy built his mansion, he continued to live a life of luxury. Moreover, with so many parts having been stolen, it would mean he must have used a lot of money to collect them. It's the black market. What if he were forging certificates for the parts he acquired in factories and other places, and then was turning around and selling them as legal? Maybe this is a dumb question, but would you get arrested if you buy parts from anyone other than the guild? As long as you have a certificate, giving or selling them is permitted. Then would it mean that if you made fake certificates, you could do it as much as you want? At the time regulations were first put into place for dealing parts, nobody considered people would forge them, and even if they had, they were hard to make. But a number of years ago, we started seeing elaborate forgeries go around. Even the guild has trouble distinguishing between some of them. I think it's about time the guild made a genuine effort to get a handle on the issue, but, well, that's their job. Gantz, do you believe Percy is committing fraud? Not completely. We still have no evidence. That said, we could speculate it's the source of the money he's been raking in. That reminds me, one of the residents mentioned seeing shady individuals frequenting his mansion in the past. I can't say for sure what's going on, but we should consider the possibility Percy could be involved in criminal activity. That sounds wise in light of the facts. Next, let's find out what my friend knows. I saw him return home a few minutes ago. He lives in that house over there. Travis. Well, if it isn't Gantz, how long has it been? Or maybe I should ask why you're here. I heard the town was attacked by Liberatus. Does it mean you were worried and came to help? The only thing that happened to me was I got cut by some broken glass outside the big mansion in town when it all went down, but I'm good now. I see. However, for you to worry about others like... Huh? A monster? Hey, what's that thing doing with you? Calm down, I'm not a monster. I'm a human. In fact, my name is Luca. I drank a potion that makes me look like a monster, so that's why I'm in this form. Luca? As in the famous? Yes, that renowned genius. To think in a remote town like this, I'd be able to meet the great inventor of heel cans. Meh. How about I give you a handshake? I'm even open to giving autographs. You can have either one for 30,000 gold. I think I can live without any of those. Fine, suit yourself. Luca. Then again, to see you with this bunch of younger kids, Gantz. You've got a girl, and who's this? I was thinking he was human for a second there, but it turns out he's a mechanoid. Gantz, don't tell me. It's not what you think. Rather than that, I want to speak with you about Percy. Oh, all right. Come over to that table. Regarding Liberatus, I haven't seen them since then. Or any other suspicious individuals? No, nobody. Speaking of suspicious, the people who used to visit his mansion stopped coming after the attack. Percy did mention they were clients, but... For artifacts? If you take what he says at face value. However, it's a farce. Otherwise, there's no way he'd be able to build a house like that. Things have been quiet for about a month since the attack, but recently it appears he's been bringing in money again. No doubt he's up to no good away from the public's eye. I apologize if I'm wrong about this, but it sounds to me as if you don't like Percy very much. I hate the guy. That's because he treats mechanoids like they're nothing but tools. In the past, I had a companion who was a mechanoid. That's why I just can't like anybody who treats them the way he does. While we've no clue about Liberatus at the moment, we should look into whether or not Percy's dealings are illegal. I also have a duty to apprehend any lawbreakers. However, even if Percy was breaking the law, I can't imagine him telling the truth if I interrogated him. You've got that right. That's why the only thing we can do is catch him in the act in order to be sure what he's really up to. Sounds like we'll need to keep an eye on this fellow. Exactly. We'll take turns standing watch outside his residence. That's for decide on teams over at the inn. Okay. I'm bored out of my mind. When is this Percy guy supposed to come out? Keep it down. If we knew that, we wouldn't have to stand here and keep watch. True, but still. Oh my, is that a monster? I mean, you're that researcher, aren't you? I'm sorry for being so surprised. It's okay, really. I didn't mean to surprise you myself. You know, Izen? What? How would you feel if somebody close to you wasn't being completely truthful with you? I wouldn't feel anything. Nothing? Not sadness or even anger? Everyone tells untruths to an extent, some larger, some smaller. Their reason for doing so also varies. That's why if someone close to me wasn't truthful, they must have had a reason for being so. That's why I wouldn't feel anything else about it. However, if it became a hindrance to either Clara or myself, I would deal with it in some way. Interesting. So, is a lie you're telling a hindrance to the rest of us? Huh? For now, it shouldn't cause you any trouble. Then I see there being no problem. Izen. Oh, wait, I'm not lying in case you thought I was. I just slipped when I was talking to make it sound like that. You don't believe me, do you? Izen holds hand over mouth. Shut your mouth. Call the others. I'll go see where he went. I hear you, Gasper. I just need a little more time to figure out how to tell you all. Percy met up with someone outside town and headed northwest. Speaking of that direction, that's where the Greed Swamp is located. Let's hurry after them. I thought this place was called the Greed Swamp, but it was surrounded by marsh. Because it was surrounded by marsh, but it's not much different from the other factories I visited. During the time when this place had no name, there was no end to those living in the area who came here with the aim to get rich. But finding it difficult to navigate this place with all the monsters infesting it, it said the majority either lost their lives or were never heard from again. It was as though the people who came here got stuck in a mire of avarice, hence the name Greed Swamp. That sounds like a terrible place. I think people would want money that badly. It's almost as if they were possessed by it. I see marks of a battle here, and they're still fresh. If we can't catch whoever is here in the act of illegal dealing, it'll be a waste for us to have pursued them this far. Let's go. You're a mechanoid, aren't you? You look so much like a human. I almost didn't recognize you were one. My name is Mechanic. I hunt around the world for pieces of broken artifacts nobody pays attention to. When I imagine the drama that happened for each other of these pieces, my body quakes with delight. By the way, I was thinking I was about ready to rest at an inn, but as you can see, I'm not exactly human. If only there was a nice place I could take a break. In that case, we know of a great place. It's a recently established settlement called the Fairy Villa, where fairies gather. That doesn't sound too shabby. I wouldn't mind exchanging information with some of these other fairies either. So how can I get there? Take this pass. Give it a few seconds and it'll take you there. This piece of paper has an interesting color to it. After I collect a few more artifact pieces, I'll go ahead and check. That pass didn't wait for him, did it? The manager of the villa we got them from wasn't exactly the most thoughtful fairy, so I'm sure his personality rubbed off on them. Now let's go. Right. There are some people over there. Quick, hide. For him to demand a certificate like this, Percy must intend to sell core parts this time. Since we rarely see those on the market, it costs a lot of time and money to get this certificate forged. We'll need to sell it to him at a much higher cost this time and increase our share of the profits. Are those Percy's suppliers? They said he was having them forge certificates, didn't they? It sounds like they've got somebody above them, but one thing is for certain, and that Percy's involved. And that's continue to... Achoo! Excuse me. It looks like Percy has followed us. But we're unlocking this place. Let's get rid of them. Ah! I should take care of them. Well, let's go. Are you alright, Clara? Yes, I think so. Wow, this place is pitch black, huh? Please, don't step on my foot, Izen. I wasn't. My eyes are trying to get used to the darkness, but I don't see a way out. It was like the floor we were standing on went up and got locked into this place. There sure are some weird contraptions in these factories. Is this really the time to be impressed? Let's try to think of a way we can get out of here. Please don't get yourself stuck in a wall at a time like this, Izen. You're really starting to tick me off. I didn't. You did this to me. Look, joking around isn't going to get us out of here. There was a control box near the entrance to this place. Use your wolf magic to get us out of here, Clara. I forgot all about the fact that we had that option. What are we going to do now? It doesn't work. From the second we were shut in here, I've sensed a strange force, almost as if something is being suppressed. We may not be able to use artifacts here. I tried this one, but nothing happened. Oh, I didn't notice that there. If it's here, it may be a clue to getting out of this place. There's no point if we can't use it. Does anyone have any ideas about what to do? Whoa, what's going on? It appears the entire room is moving down. That means we can get out of here, doesn't it? What a relief. Still, why were we able to get out of there? Did you do something, Clara? No, nothing in particular. I only lightly touched the keyboard Izen only lightly touched the keyboard Izen did, like this. Crack. I see now. You broke it. So, that was actually a solution, huh? I'll have to remember that in the future. I didn't break anything. It must have already been that way. Good work, Clara. Yes, you're welcome. I mean... We've wasted enough time here. Let's hurry. Really? I barely even touched it. Oh, that's where I came from. Okay. Sugar cookies. Lock appears to be broken. Clara can do it. Me, but... Percy and those other two. They appear to be dealing in illicit goods. Let's stop them. We found you. You're those legionnaires from the guild. Hey, I thought you dealt with them. They must be more resourceful than we thought. For knowingly forging certificates and using them to sell parts in the black market, both of which are violations of guild regulations. You're all under arrest in accordance with your crimes. You're right. What we're doing is illegal. That's why with you having found out about it, we'll have to take you all out of the picture. Haha! To think you would charge venues and still be at it trying to make money. You didn't learn from the last time, did you, Percy? I hope my face looks familiar to you. You're that mechanoid from before. I'm sure I made it clear there'd be no second chances. Take him, men. Wait. You're here too, I see, Izen. That reminds me, you were with the guild, weren't you? Alright you all. I'll leave dealing with Izen and his companions to you. I can handle these others myself. Affirmative, boss. You seem to underestimate us, but that's okay. We'll simply take you apart piece by piece and sell you for scrap. Izen, we have to stop him. Agreed. Let's do this. Impossible. You fight well, Izen. The rest of you, get back. What do you plan on doing with them? Don't glare at me like that. I only want to give them what they had coming to them, physically. That was it. By now, my companions have left the proof they've got on Percy's illegal dealings with the guild. They won't be getting away with anything again. Now, all that's left is to turn these miscreants over to your friends there. Make sure it gets done. That's a big talk coming from a criminal. You and your men have been stealing parts all over the place. I won't deny the criminal part, but we're not swiping pots like you think. What we're doing is protecting them. Protecting? Aren't you collecting them with some nefarious scheme in mind? Can I get you to quit yapping like you know what's going on? These here are my companions, despite what they may look like. However, what luck to run into you here. I've got something to discuss with you, Izen. What a coincidence. There's something I want to ask you, too. Oh, then let's hear what you have to say first. My original name. My mechanoid name is F26E4. And? Do you know of any advanced mechanoids? Their names are P82B1A. Or do you remember hearing of another called C2705? You asked me the same thing before, didn't you? I'm sure I told you I didn't. And what about a man by the name of Tristan? Or are you familiar with the terms Iron Knight and Iron Cradle? Since you're talking metal, that sounds like something related to us, but I haven't heard of either. Then what about UK Village? Hold on there. I told you I had something too. This time it's my turn to ask. Go ahead. First, my name is Blaze, the leader of Liberatus. At present, I'm gathering strength in order to free some mechanoids being treated like slaves in a certain town. I'm not underestimating my companion's strength, but our enemy also has considerable strength. That's why it's always best to have allies. Which is why, Izen, I'd like to enlist your help, of course, along with your companions. You're asking us to cooperate with your plan? That's right. I felt it from the time we first met, but after this battle today, I'm convinced. You're strong. I'm certain you'd be of strength to us. On top of that, you're on a journey to discover who you are, right? I can't do it right away, but I think I can help you with that. How did you know? Because I've got some elite intelligence operatives on my side. Now, what do you say? If what you're saying is true, then the guild shouldn't be silent about it. If you give up your criminal activities now and tell the guild everything, you'll likely be able to get everything you need to save the mechanoids in that town. That won't work, which is why I'm talking to you. Why not? Is there a problem with the guild? Their way of enforcing justice won't cut it. No matter what crime somebody commits, they'll never have to pay for it with their life. Don't tell us you plan on killing the residents of that town. That's right. Their crimes are beyond heinous. You mustn't do that. It's absolutely wrong to kill someone. We're not doing it because we want to, but they've crossed the line. You can't mean that. It appears you've decided. Now what's your answer? I refuse. That's a shame. Let's head out, men. Please. I don't know what kind of horrible things these people you see as your enemy have done to mechanoids, but that's why what I say may not be persuasive. But how much do you know about the residents of that town? Do you really think they should die? If they die, that's it for them. It's the same for both humans and mechanoids. What's wrong with Clara? She's not acting normal. People have their own sets of circumstances. It's no different for you, right? I suppose so. 7 years ago, when Clara was just 10, her mother was caught in the middle of some people's contentious fight and lost her life. If an entire town is attacked, those third parties caught in the crossfire could suffer greater losses than if it were a minor incursion. She probably fears, like herself, many people will lose family, friends, and loved ones who aren't involved. I'm sorry, Izen. It's no thanks to me getting all emotional. We missed an opportunity to ask about UK Village. And don't worry about it. We'll run into them again before long. We can ask then. Moreover, as far as we heard about their objective, it's likely it was Liberatus who attacked the village anyway. You're probably right about that. I can't imagine anyone in the village having illegal parts. In addition, he didn't react when he heard the terms Iron Knight and Iron Cradle, let alone your mechanoid name, Izen. I doubt he was lying either. And if that's the case, it'd mean there's another entity that exists other than Liberatus. Yes, it would. However, we need to take in Percy and these others we've arrested first. Let's head back to Goldora Town. I'll tell you what, that sure was a shock. I never would have imagined Percy was dealing in illegal parts. However, as far as I can tell from the evidence submitted by Liberatus, the fact is he was repeatedly involved in with the black market. I've taken him and the others involved into custody. Leave dealing with the rest to me. What's next? The guild headquarters? Yes, we need to report what we found about Liberatus and Percy to Chief Gordon. Then let's return to Calcedo City. Uh-oh, what do you got going on? Oh wow, you look like one tough mechanoid. Are you any good at fighting? I'm a legionnaire for the guild, so I'm used to it. Imagine my luck. Actually, I came here to investigate a factory, but it appears I overslept and was left behind by my sister and those with her. I think they're probably starting an investigation of the greed swamp about now, but if you wouldn't mind, could you escort me to where she is? There are supposedly really strong monsters that live there, so I'd feel better if I went with you. Yeah, sure. You have no idea how much this helps me out. Let's get to Greed Swamp on the double. If we run into any strong monsters, I'll be sure to leave them to you. That's right, I forget it gives you quests almost immediately after you finish an area. So you get quests going back to the same area. It's actually a little annoying. Why couldn't these quests have appeared before I finished? So I could do everything all at once. But oh well. Let's see, where are these idiots? Is that a monster? Unless we defeat it, we won't be able to get past them. Let's take it down. Sha! Oh wow, is this the monster here I heard about? Alright, Legionnaire, this is where you come in. I know. Now get back to your own safety. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this, everyone. Yeah. I tell you what, that was a sight to see watching you handle a monster like that so quickly. I thought things were getting noisy and I come to see what all the ruckus is about. But what do I find? You and some people fighting a monster here. There you are, Samantha. Looks like I managed to catch up with you after all, doesn't it? What do you mean by catch up? My investigation here is nearly finished. That's definitely my fault. My bed was so comfortable this morning, I couldn't bring myself to get up. You're unbelievable. I'm guessing you're the ones who brought my brother here, right? I suppose I should thank you. You be sure to say so too, Samuel. Yes, I appreciate you escorting me here. You helped me more than you can imagine. Okay, it's time we finish what we came here to do. Quest cleared. $15 monsters, okay. Okay, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Sea Carts running on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.